So we've worked with our body weight for a fitness routine as well as with resistance bands. Today I thought that we would work with dumbbells. I have a couple different weights here. When I'm working with resistance bands or with weights, I generally have two different sizes because my arms tend to be not as strong as my legs. I'm going to start with a lunge first. We didn't talk about this in one of the previous videos, and I think a lunge is an important exercise, and I will probably add weights to that move. So a lunge is, you can start from a standing position like this and just step forward, and it's bringing your hips down and up. Sometimes people will stay in this position and just go down and up, or you can do a walking lunge, or you can come back up. I'm going to grab weights, so I'll grab the heavier weights. Just going to put them on my hips for a little added resistance, and you step forward and up. You could alternate if you want, and up. But the important part is that when I'm here, I can see my toes. So it's more about my hips going down and up. My knee's not going forward like this because that stresses my knee. Come back up. Okay, and alternate. And like I said, you could do a walking lunge across the room, which would require a lot more balance, which gets your core involved. I'm going to grab my lighter weights and just have my feet about hip distance apart, and your arms are at right angle, and just do a deltoid exercise, out and in, nice and slow. If this feels really easy for you, or if any weight feels really easy, then you might want to consider doing a heavier weight. It should be work. Like we mentioned before, the resistance band, generally a set would be 10 to 15 repetitions. If you can get to 15 and you're still not fatigued, then you probably need to use a heavier weight. Okay, so that should be your guideline. I'm going to grab my heavier ones. I'm going to have you stand with hip distance apart. I'm going to do a bicep curl, very similar to what we did with the resistance band. And you're just coming up and down. I'm doing a little rotation. As with any exercise, there are many different ways you could do it. That's for your biceps. I'm going to work the opposing muscle group. I'm going to turn sideways to you so you can see what I'm doing. My knees are bent. I generally advise people to bend their knees to protect their back. So my knees are bent. My weight is at my hips, and just go back and forward. And sometimes you can rotate as well, or you could do one set straight and then the second set with that little rotation into it. I'm just doing a few, so you do about 10 to 15, whatever your comfort level is. So we did biceps, triceps, and lunges. I'm going to have you stand again. Feet are hip distance apart. Your weights are here. If you know that you have issues with your shoulders, you might want to do this with light weights or no weights. And you could do one arm at a time. So you're just going straight up and down. And always breathing, quite important. All right. Next one, I'm going to bend my knees and fly. Weights come out and back here. My weight is even between my toes and my heels. And I'm feeling my shoulder blades come together. Just relax. This one, I'm just going to go in sort of a plie position. Your toes are pointed out slightly. So you can just bend your knees and stay with your legs fixed, or you could do a little plie squat, and it's like zipping up a coat. And this would be for your upper back, building on what we just did with the fly. And now feet parallel, bend your knees. This is the starting position, and then you row back. A variation on this would be start here, pull back, and then triceps. If you don't have a lot of time and you want to do several different muscle groups, that's a good way to do it. All right. And the next one, weights are on your hips, or you could have them hanging. But squat and up. Again, your butt's going back. Should be able to see your toes. And I think it's important when you come up, come all the way upright. You can do something like this in 20 to 30 minutes, and it's a full body routine. And you can add to it. It doesn't have to be 30 minutes. If 10 minutes is what you have, start with that. All right? Have fun, take your pick, see what works for you.